In January 2026, as markets wobble from ongoing inflation pressures and AI-driven volatility, echoing the 2022 bear market that wiped out $7 trillion in U.S. stocks, a 67-year-old retiree from Ohio named Tom shared his nightmare on Reddit's /personal finance. He'd retired in 2022 with $1.1 million, following the classic 4% rule. 2 years of double-digit inflation and a 25% S&P drop later, his portfolio shrank to $720,000. Forced to sell low, he's now back at Walmart part-time at 69, rationing groceries to avoid depleting his nest egg. Stories like Tom's aren't rare. Fidelity's 2025 retirement report notes 40% of new retirees faced sequence risk in the last downturn, accelerating portfolio failure by 5 to 8 years. The 3 numbers your financial advisor won't tell you. Stop. If you're planning to retire in the next 20 years, this might save your life savings, because there are 3 numbers that determine if you'll retire comfortably or run out of money at 73. And here's the thing, most people get all 3 wrong. Let me show you the first one. Number 1, the 4% rule. You've probably heard of it. Withdraw 4% of your savings each year in retirement. Sounds safe, right? Wrong. This rule was created in 1994, before the 2008 crash, before inflation hit 9%, before everything changed. Here's what they don't tell you. If you retire during a market crash and you're pulling out 4% while your portfolio is dropping 30%, you're locking in losses permanently. It's called sequence of returns risk, and it can destroy 30 years of savings in 5 years. So what's the real number? 3%, maybe 3.5% if you're flexible. But here's number 2, and this one's even more dangerous, your retirement age. Most people say 65, Social Security says 67, but there's a different number that actually matters. It's called your retirement risk zone, and it starts 5 years before you retire and continues 5 years after. This 10-year window, it determines everything, because if the market crashes during these years, you don't have time to recover. Imagine this, you're 63, you've saved $800,000, the market drops 35%, suddenly you have $520,000 and you're about to stop working. Can you wait 10 years for it to recover? Probably not. So here's what smart retirees do. 5 years before retirement, they shift 3 to 5 years of expenses into safe assets, cash, bonds, money markets. This way, if the market crashes right when you retire, you're not selling stocks at a loss. You're living off your safe money while your stocks recover. But wait, there's a third number, and almost nobody calculates this correctly. It's not your retirement savings, it's not your monthly expenses, it's something called your replacement ratio. Here's what it means. What percentage of your current income do you need in retirement? Most people say 70 to 80%, but studies show retirees actually spend more in their first 10 years. Travel, hobbies, healthcare that insurance doesn't cover. One study found retirees spend 110% of their pre-retirement income in years 1 to 5. Then it drops to 90%, then 75% after age 75. So if you make $100,000 now and you think you need $70,000 in retirement, you might actually need $110,000 for the first decade. That changes everything. Your savings target, your withdrawal rate, when you can actually afford to retire. I saw this happen to my neighbor, retired at 65 with $1.2 million, thought he was set for life, started traveling, new car, helping the grandkids. 5 years later, he had $600,000 left. He didn't waste it, he just didn't account for those high-spending early years. Now he's 70 and worried. So here's the formula that actually works. Take your current annual spending, multiply by 110% for years 1 to 5 of retirement, 90% for years 6 to 15, 75% for years 16 plus. Add them all up. That's your real retirement number. If you spend $80,000 now, first 5 years, $88,000 times 5 is $440,000. Next 10 years, $72,000 times 10 is $720,000. Years 16 to 30, $60,000 times 15 is $900,000. Total, $2,060,000. Not counting Social Security, not counting inflation, that's just your baseline. Now add 3% annual inflation. That $2 million becomes $2.8 million. And remember, you can only withdraw 3% safely. So to retire comfortably on $80,000 a year, you actually need close to $3 million saved, not the $1 to $1.5 million most calculators tell you. I know what you're thinking. That's impossible. I'll never save that much. But here's the good news. You have options most people never consider. Option 1, delay retirement by 3 years. Every year you delay past 65, your Social Security increases 8%. Your savings have another year to grow, and you need one less year of withdrawals. Option 2, part-time income. Just $20,000 a year from a side gig means you withdraw $20,000 less from savings. Over 10 years, that's $200,000 you didn't withdraw, plus growth you didn't miss. Could add 5 to 7 years to your portfolio's life. Option 3, geographic arbitrage. Retire somewhere cheaper, not just another state, countries like Portugal, Mexico, or Thailand where $3,000 lives like $6,000 in the US. Suddenly, your retirement savings last twice as long. But here's the secret nobody talks about. The real retirement killer isn't market crashes, isn't inflation, it's healthcare. The average couple retiring at 65 will spend $315,000 on healthcare in retirement. That's not counting long-term care. 70% of people over 65 will need long-term care. Average cost, $108,000 per year for a nursing home. Medicare doesn't cover it. So here's your action plan. 1. Calculate your real retirement number using the formula I showed you. 2. Build a 5-year cash buffer before you retire. 3. Plan for 110% spending in early retirement. 4. Get long-term care insurance before age 60. After that, it gets really expensive, or you won't qualify. And here's the last thing, the thing that matters more than any number. Start adjusting now, because every year you wait is one less year your money can grow, and one more year you'll need to fund. The 3 numbers, 3% withdrawal, 10-year risk zone, 110% replacement ratio. Remember those. They're the difference between retiring comfortably and running out of money when you're 78. Now you know what most people figure out too late.